Okay, so this is a long video because I go through it day by day on this radar tracker, which I believe is beginning to allow me to get close to track where the drones are via publicly available data, and there's a lot of it. Um, if anyone has a lot more expertise with radar or the different types of radar, please comment down below. I think this could be very useful and interesting, especially if we see these same patterns in the radar, the reflectivity radar, in other parts of the country. So I was inspired today by this post that I found on Facebook here, where this guy, apparently he knows how to use radar and uncovered an entire world for me because of that. But he posts this, and this is like a few second, I think it's 3 hours long. It's a special type of radar that detects for reflectivity. So the radar comes out and looks to see if there's anything in the air that reflects back. It doesn't really shoot up because that would hit air traffic, but anything like around like the eye level or the level of the radar tower, and then a little bit up, but you get to specify the beam elevation. This is what he found. Something that looks to be a bunch of like just things appearing out of nowhere that in the ocean that are reflecting, and that all move in a a coordinated pattern towards something, and then they appear to disappear again. Perhaps they went higher in elevation. So one could say they went higher than the beam angle of the radar, and that's why they dropped off. But I'm not sure. And yes, this is about the drones. So this got me really into radar data because apparently there's a lot of it, and it's free. There's almost too much of it, and I've been playing around with this for probably like 5 hours, and I've settled on this thing called the National Reflectivity Mosaic, and I've just played around with this. I know that the drones, or the mysterious drones, allegedly fly a lot lower than aircraft. And my assumption is that the radar that's going out, Doppler radar, which is attempting to generally usually pick up some sort of precipitation, will detect these as well. And they'll show up as some sort of pattern. Now, I'll jump straight to... Now, first I kind of want to show you like a little bit how this works. These are all radar towers. And for example, there's a bunch of reflections here. Why are there a bunch of reflections here? It's because there's a radar tower here for some reason, and it's reflecting the literal walls of the canyon. And there are many other instances of that as well. So we can kind of see how this is working. Anything with a steep edge generally gets picked up as a reflection. Like over here. Stuff like that. If it's high enough. So I was thinking, okay, well, let's put the dates in where from when this all occurred. And from when this all occurred was nothing really in Morris County. Let's go to the 20th. Okay, there was rain that day. Nothing too much. 21st. Rain that day. 22nd. Rain that day too. And this radar isn't going to work for us if it just rains all the time. 23rd. Now we're starting to see a little bit of what I think might be something. These little pixels here. Now, I'm not a meteorologist, but I did do some studying because I was very curious, like, why are there just like random pixels? They're not like attached to some sort of cloud formation. What might that be? And also, I have a sponsor. This is One Leaf. It is an ambient light. It comes with 3 of these in the tower. You can turn them on, and then you can stack them or just distribute them or however you want. And the link to that is in the description below. An earthquake in their vicinity. Earthquakes occurred, blah, blah, causing thousands of biologicals to take flight. So they do appear on radar, just as little, like, small things. Let's add some more time. Okay. We're just stepping in now, remember. We're seeing some activity. Those little blue pixels. Okay. Let's go to the 24th. It's a very odd radar reading, but I don't think that's drones. Let's go to the 25th. Keep going. There's a storm front coming in. Let's go to the 26th. A few more of these things. Little pixelated things. Nothing curious yet. 27th. So still the same. I want you to take and like look and see how usually clouds form or how this radar picks up things. It generally picks them up, except in rare instances, kind of in clumps, because that's kind of how clouds form or precipitation occurs. But let's keep going. 28th. Okay, there's precipitation going on here. Let's see if we can move past it into the 30th. Now, I do not want to put noise in the data because there is precipitation here, but there are more and more little dots that are appearing in a sort of, the key here is evenly distributed. Let's see if we can make it past the all that precipitation. We're at 1 in the morning on the 30th of November, and we're looking at Delaware, New Jersey, New York. Okay. There is a radar artifact. Okay, now let's, you see this distribution, right? How like these little dots don't seem to be moving around like they have any sort of like goal or something. They're just kind of loitering. And then they're creating artifacts on the radar, or interference actually is what this would be. And the same thing's happening over here in Delaware. It's kind of spreading too. Now let's go to December 1st. The night of December 1st. Okay, there's some precipitation coming in. Radar artifacts. But there's still these little pixels kind of flying around everywhere. These reflections. And then you kind of start to see them go off into the sea. You get some weird returns from them. Another artifact or interference. Another interference. And then that morning, like there's just something just hovering like right there. Or it was. And there's a lot of things hovering. And like moving around too, of course. Okay, let's go to the 3rd. I think this was caused by like natural causes, like precipitation. I don't think these are all drones. December the 4th. Now, let's see if we can get this back in time. I do remember around this time is when this thing started to pick up. And as you can see, these areas are once again littered with these little dots. All up through here. Oh, and for the legend, this is the more stronger it is in the legend, I guess the harder it reflects. Sometimes things get a little big, or I'm not sure. It depends upon the physics of the radar at the time. So we got all these dots out here, and some up here too. And kind of like a few more in other places as well. Now, I'm going to keep going, but at the end I'm going to challenge this to see if there are any other instances where dot-like phenomena like this appear. Okay, it's a rainy day, can't find anything. I don't think drones, they fly on the rainy days either anyway. The 6th, more things reflecting. There's no large clouds or source or something of the like where these things would be coming from. They're just kind of like there still. Another radar interference. And then you're starting to see some stuff happen in the ocean here. Okay, let's go to 7th. Update map. I think this is natural, and these are not all drones. But there are a lot coming from out there. There's like, the thing is, there's certain densities around here, like collections, which I feel like you would naturally see in precipitation. Still got some dots. Down to 9th. Okay, it's completely clear. Very clear night. There's absolutely no dots. And I believe there were some days like this as well. Just nothing. Okay, 9th. Not really seeing anything. 10th. It's a weather phenomenon. And we got some dots back here. Well, okay, there was a bunch of rain, and then the rain left. It looks like dots just suddenly appeared. That was actually like 5 minutes. That's like between a span of 5 minutes. Dots. Okay. 13th. This one's just covered. I'm not sure if the drones were flying this day. Looks like some of them were. Also, you can tell that whenever stuff was around here, that these dots, they tend to like Trenton, which I heard was a very popular spot for the drones. And then, yeah, they're just like clustered there. This is on the 12th. 7 o'clock. Some more radar artifacts. More radar artifacts. Yeah, like these big lines here, they're usually caused by something, interference is what I've read, so I'm not sure how to take that. It looks like, you know, these little dots are just hanging around. Some, let's just look, assuming these are drones, because it, like, I mean, the drones fly low. You can see some going out there. I think this is actual precipitation. Let's move to the next day. More dots. I think this is precipitation though. But that's weird. They're all following this line. That is weird. And then you can see them fading off, like going off into the ocean. Yeah, that looks kind of suspicious. A lot more like spread of these dots. Again, I'm not a meteorologist, and I tried to figure out what these just little individual dots mean, but all I can get is that it means it reflected something. And like look at stuff like this. Like, what does this look like? More radar interference. By the way, the radars only have a certain amount of reach, which is why they can't reach way out here. Now, I believe someone said that there were no drones on tonight, the 16th. Or the 15th. But it looks like there's a lot of precipitation then, so. The one thing that gets me about this is that it seems like it also occurs, these dots are happening like during the daytime as well. More radar interference. That just looks like rain. And then look, okay, this is what that guy was talking about that he saw. these little pixels moving in from the ocean. And that brings us up to today. If someone has more experience doing something like that, like this, or with radar, please comment in the section below. But I just found this very fascinating, as it could be like a way to figure out the distribution of drones just around everywhere. Let me get to a day where they never seem to like. It's not a drone day. Like some people are saying they're seeing them in the Midwest. And there did occur to be a few things like that. Like here on the 8th in Indianapolis. And just around here. A whole kind of section. Maybe they... If these are drones, then maybe they're over here because it's raining over here. I'm not sure. Anyways, yeah, this video is really just to try. I know it was really long, but it was really just to try to get someone who knows more about this to use the radar skills, because the data is publicly available, to see if we can figure out the distribution or where the drones are at and what they're doing, like how far has the reach actually gone, because I'm just kind of speculating here.